Yeah, what would you like? Good afternoon, everybody. It is day 30 of the Siargao Island Lockdown. Didn't think we would be saying this, but here we are. I'm actually in the kitchen right now doing some baking. So many of you guys have asked us for the recipe for the pan bread that I've been making. So I thought I'd make it and show you, and I'll link the recipe that I first followed in the description below. We actually have a power cut right now, which is why the emergency light is on up there. So we're hoping that it will come back on soon, otherwise we won't be able to cook the bread. It's been off for about 20 minutes so far, so hopefully it won't be too much longer. Coming to help me?
Just always desperate to help you.
Alright.
You're gonna get your hands messy, yeah?
Yeah.
Is that the plan?
Yeah. Can I do some water?
Yes, you can put the water in for me. First of all though, hang on, because you're this we used to turn the step round.
Yeah, it's a bit perilous.
The wrong way round.
Sorry I did that.
That's right. Right, there you go. That's better.
My computer over there is exporting some client work, and I'm really hoping the battery will last. I've been working on that all night. It's the first time to have a power cut. Alright, how's the bread going then?
Right, so in here I've already sieved it. We've got 1.5 cups of just all-purpose flour, but I guess you could use wholemeal flour or your flour of choice.
Yeah.
Just for reference, this is the size cup that I used, so I used 1.5 of those, and half a teaspoon of salt has already gone in. And now Story, little eager hands over here, she's going to pour the water in for me. This is half a cup of warm water. Yep, pour it in the middle. Whoa, thank you.
Now what do we do?
Now we put in the yeast. We
What's
need, this is yeast. It's what makes bread rise. So we need half a teaspoon of yeast. So apparently if you put the yeast in too soon or too close to salt, then it basically kills the yeast and doesn't work. Now you can add the yeast in, yeah. That's it. Mix it all into the flour.
Does it feel nice?
Yeah.
You like that, yeah?
Yeah.
While Story is mixing that, we've also got to put in a tablespoon of sugar. So you've got to mix this in as well for me, please.
Okay.
And that's supposed to do something to the yeast, isn't it?
Yeah, it's supposed to like activate the yeast.
So salt kills and sugar activates yeast. It's worth mentioning though that this is a pan loaf, so it shouldn't really ever get any thicker than like that, because you have to cook it in the pan, like flip it over one side to the other.
Little double hands now.
Oh, nice.
Ah, careful, careful.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, don't keep it in the bowl. So next ingredient that goes in is a tablespoon of oil. I think we may have added a little bit too much water, so I'm going to add a bit more flour to this as well. And if you make this with kids, they're going to get messy. Look at the state of her. Show your arms.
Ta-da!
Yeah.
Ah, the power came back on. Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Can you sieve the flour?
Gonna hold it and shake it in.
Good job.
Okay, now let's try that.
What's your favourite bit, Story? The flour, the oil, the mixing?
The oil.
Yeah?
Yeah. Favourite bit. Flowers.
The flour is your favourite bit, is it? So you just knead it till it's all combined and starts looking like a smooth bowl of dough, which I think we've nearly got.
Show me the ball, Story.
That's
Show me
it.
the bread.
Don't drop it on the floor.
Whoa, whoa.
Whoa, squashy, isn't it? Alright, so our ball of dough is finished, and then when you have something that looks a bit like that, you put it in a pan or a bowl and you just let it rise for 2 hours.
Alright, Story's set up with a film. She's watching The Land Before Time from 1988. I remember watching this when I was a little boy. And she's eating little cornflakes because we can't find popcorn here. It's made a good snack for movies. Phwah Phwah's at the salon. She's having a haircut. I think Sacha and I have been cutting our own hair since about 2012, haven't we?
Put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Cutting your own hair since 2012.
We gave up on hairdressers a long time ago. I think it's just because we do such simple haircuts, isn't it? We don't need like styles or anything, so basic simple cuts like this can be done at home.
I used to do your hair for you, didn't I?
Yeah, I know.
Dad as well as yours.
Especially for boys, because it's not that much, you know, to do really, is there?
A couple of mistakes. But we had to buy them with black eyeliner.
I don't remember that.
No, I did that for Kamal's wedding.
For Kamal's wedding?
Yeah, Mars wedding for
Yeah.
Emma, I did that and it just got a little bit nipped.
Oh.
It was Sandra. Sandra said, don't worry, I'll sort that one out. She does face pick.
Oh, okay.
So Sandra said, I'll sort that one out. And she did a good job.
So she like painted in the mistake. Well, I didn't notice it, so.
No, that's what I'm saying.
So she did a good job.
You're giving away the family secret.
Yes.
Now everyone knows that Omar had crayon on his head.
Yeah, at a wedding. How much are you going to cut off?
I think whether you want to go around instead of straight.
Do you remember when you cut all my hair off, Sash? You made a mistake and you made me bald.
Yep.
You remember that?
I cried.
That is a true story. We used to live in Australia in Sydney and I needed a haircut and I had my like, little trimming kit and Sacha hadn't used it before and she forgot to put the guide back on and she just went, oh yeah, let me just do this last bit, and then that was it. You had to cut everything off.
I was doing the edges with the like no blade bit.
Yeah.
And I saw like a stray hair poking up and I just absent-mindedly went, oh, I'll get that one, and then left a big bald spot in the middle of your head.
So that was the first and only time I went fully bald. I think Gold just lives with us now, doesn't she? Such a sweet dog. You sleeping with Moonshine? What's that? Your
Bim Bim.
your name is called Bim Bim.
Yeah.
Is that your dog name?
Yeah.
You're going to sleep over there now, Bim Bim.
Oh, sorry, I didn't want.
What happened to you? You rolling over? Is that your trick? It's quite amazing though, Mum, how black your hair still is.
I know, it's only the top bits that's grey.
Yeah, but considering, I mean, you don't dye it, and you haven't dyed it for ages, and it's still that black.
3 years now I haven't dyed it.
Yeah.
Why are you doing scissors?
Papa needs a haircut.
Finish now.
Yeah.
You planting something new?
No, just now. I was just there, putting the seeds and the apple in there, and that coconut fell down from the
No way.
I'm telling you.
What,
just
that
boom.
yellow one?
Yeah, that yellow one. Carrying the life out of me.
It's right in the child's sandpit as well.
Yeah, that's why I said to stay away from there.
Yeah, and that, you used to do wee-wee? Right, you know how to do it?
So. I thought you were going to do it.
Go on, run inside.
Run, rabbit, run, run, run. Run, rabbit, run, run.
This is another milestone. Story can actually go to the toilet and do a wee by herself now. She can climb up and take off her knickers and all that kind of business.
Apprehensive about going over there. That's my garlic there.
So you're almost ready to start twining the
stick it in
beans.
there.
Oh, right, straight in the
I
pot.
stick it in there.
Let's see if it starts climbing by itself.
Yeah.
And these are the old coconut branches, aren't they?
Yeah, plant them on either side. I don't know, I'm just going to try them out.
So this was the bean that was grown by seed.
Yeah.
I wonder if this would be the first time we see the roots, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ooh, look at that.
This is the bean that Russell gave me, and
Yeah.
the one that people said will not grow in this part of the country.
Yeah, it's growing.
So I don't know, but I'm going to try it out anyway.
You proud of your little garden?
Very proud of my little garden. I've just made sure that somebody will look after it.
They're really sticky, aren't they?
Yeah.
They've got like hairs on
Just
them.
want to climb.
Wow, wow, wow. We've been getting some really fantastic sunsets last couple of days. Look at that. Look at the colours. I was up this morning at 5:30 doing my work, and when the sun rose, it looked nothing like this. I think we're on the perfect side of the island to see this. Here's a wider view, so you get more of a context of what it really looks like from my eyes. It goes on all the way over there. The colour reaches right to the tip. Sacha and I often talk about tiny moments. This is one. Just standing here watching this. It's very easy to forget everything that's going on in the world when you've got views like this. That's for sure.
So the time has passed for the bread now. Here it is in the bowl. It has actually worked today. It's doubled in size. Sometimes it doesn't. So it is a bit of trial and error depending on the yeast, I think. But this is looking really good. So all we have to do now is take it out of here and transfer it to the pan that you're going to use. I'm just using this normal pan here with a very thin layer of oil on the bottom, just like wiped around with a tissue. In it goes. Alright, there it is in there, and I've got it set to 500 watts here. And an important thing to do is to cover it with a saucepan lid with a tea towel tied around it, because that stops any of the condensation and the steam drips from dropping down onto the bread and making it all wet. And then it just cooks in there for about 15 minutes on each side. So there we go, and I'll show you what it's like when we turn it over. Oh, that's what it looks like. So we just need to do another 15 minutes on this side now. So while we're waiting for the bread, Irma is over here busy in the kitchen again, preparing some dinner for us. And what have we got tonight?
We used to call it bitter coil, but
Yeah.
apparently it's bitter gao. And all I'm doing is I've de-seeded them, kept some for planting.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm now slicing them really fine and soaking them in salt water to get the bitterness out.
Okay.
And I'll leave it for as long as I can. And I might wash it again with salt.
Yeah.
And then after that I'll fry it with onion and garlic. And I'll fry it till it's absolutely like crispy. And then I'll put some turmeric in there. We used to put fish sauce and dry prawns, powdered dry prawns in there with chili. But because Sacha Jamal are vegan, we omitted that.
There's no fish sauce in this house.
No, nothing whatsoever. But we did cook it the other day, and it was really nice.
Yeah, it was.
And it goes lovely with hot rice, boiled rice there. And the good thing about this is, even if it's the next day and it's cold, you can still have it with hot rice and it's still tasty.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
lovely.
It's nice. Well, I'd never had this before. This was the first time actually even seeing it, really, I think, here
this
in
is
the
bigger one
Philippines.
there.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
quite pretty.
Yeah, that's how big it was.
Some of the smaller ones are a little bit more green,
Yeah.
but they're absolutely perfect. And we got it today from the little tuk-tuk.
Yeah, we did.
And it was so tender, and it's going to cook really nice. I know that. It's
Oh,
gonna
I'm
be
looking forward
lovely.
to it.
Yeah, and actually I'm going to add this to my sister also. She's going to, her mouth's going to be watering now. We managed to do it without the dry prawns and the fish sauce, but it is still just as nice. So look forward to having it with her when I get back.
Yeah, you can show her your new way of cooking it.
Yeah.
And the bread is done. It is out of the pan. This is what it's looking like. Looks really good, actually. Turned out well, this one. So I'm just cooling it down. You should put it on a wire rack or something like normal, but we don't have one, so I'm just balancing it on a cup. And there you have pan bread. Alright, it is time to sit down for a bit. Story has gone to bed. She is fast asleep now. So it's time to just have a little relax before dinner. Jay is coming in here to do the shout out.
Today's shout out is to Sophian, who is stranded in Sydney right now. And we used to live in Sydney, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
Yeah, so I
Just
kind of
a
know
while.
where you are. Hope you're okay there and things get back to normal for you soon. Hope you enjoyed today's video. You can follow us on Instagram at 8 miles from home.
I'll put up some bread stories if you want to go and check them out.
Everyone's making bread at the moment, aren't
I
they?
know, yeah. Well, it's a good skill to have, isn't it? Knowing how to make your own bread, even without an oven.
And we'll see you in tomorrow's vlog. Bye.
Bye.